Kept you waiting, huh?
Jetstream Sam is not only one of the coolest characters this side of the internet, but making him in Cyberpunk 2077 was also the first ever comment on this channel to become a video of its own. One that I still kinda regret to this day. Not because it was a 10k sub special that was very late, or that I didn't take a certain item that would have put more Jetstream into my Sam, it was because I failed the challenge. The first time I failed a challenge due to me having an issue of skill. Gonna love myself. Rather than the game getting in my way, and being the biggest baby back bitch on this side of YouTube. However, this was mostly because I was unaware of the Don't Fear the Reaper ending, bringing all enemies to max level, and was doing it about 30 levels before I was meant to. As well as feeling the pressure of not wanting the video to come out any later than it already was, I couldn't get past the hardest ending on the hardest difficulty, knocking it down to my preferred difficulty of hard. And while it was a choice I've regretted ever since the release of that video, with over a year of Cyberpunk 2077 under my belt, can I go back and right my wrongs? And while less importantly, answering the question, can you beat Cyberpunk 2077's Phantom Liberty as Jetstream Sam? And with everything already explained ahead of us, enough stalling. We start with Samuel trying to find a way to hone his skills, the meme chip still messing with his mind, seeming to be acting up worse than usual. Before it seems my next job finds me, as this netrunner seems to be messing with the chip, able to help temporarily by giving me the sweet sound of silence. Before she fills that silence with please, 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 the president, I need your help, please, 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 please. Which gives me a bad feeling. She tries to clear this worry with the promise to help with the chip, but mostly end up doing it as I could use some self-training before taking on World Marshal. The first step being to sneak into Dogtown, and despite being from a Metal Gear game, that stealth stuff still is not my strongest suit. And after denying the entirety of my build its purpose, I slowly get back into the Jetstream Sam mindset, using my speed and family blade to be able to take out just enough guards, and make sure to as quickly as a stick of butter down a hill, get into the secret Dogtown entrance. Slow motion. And while most tasks like this I'm used to doing solo, this songbird is actually quite a nice addition to the team. She doesn't seem too upset with how I handle myself in my blade, and it's honestly like my relationship with AI. It fails to do the smallest task I give it, and I instead do it all myself anyway. And just as things go as smooth as I'm used to, get to see the visual representation of watching someone look something up not as effectively as I would, before I do a very intentional backflip, and see that this new job I've been tied to might be harder than I expected. But I at least get to enjoy the McDonald's play place, climb to the top of a pyramid for an item I thought was different, at least get to enjoy second round of the play place slide, which gave Songbird some time to reconnect, and allowed me to follow the idea to try and sneak in, but as I forgot, very hard is very hard. But once I get back into the mindset of the true reflex build, making sure to slice and dice a path clear to the clash. The clashed? Yeah. Make sure to slice and dice a path clear to the crashed plane. Get to take a very good and close look at how my enemies have been trained to fight. Use my second favorite element, that being surprise, to take out the thugs before the president's robotic bodyguards can step in. Fellas, we gotta get out of here. So just to show Songbird that she hired the right man for the job, I clear the place single-handedly and look around for the president, President Rosalind Myers. I assure her I've been sent by Songbird, and convince her just quick enough to, and while she believed me too little too late, that's fine by me, as it means I can rush in and give my blade exactly what it's been waiting for.
This is exactly what I've been waiting for. This is exactly, I don't mean to sound like Cat Williams, but this is exactly what I've been waiting for.
And outside of being too fast for my own good, I did not know you could get over here. What the hell? Uh-oh. And even with a quick break, I get reminded of the feeling of someone unknowingly making fun of you for something that you do all the time. And outside of another moment of Cyberpunk, just being Cyberpunk. Really? Guy floating in the fucking sky gets me? Okay. This is the start of me just kinda getting it. Managing my few resources to their maximum, as well as the combo of my high speed and very good damage to clear this set of Dogtown guards. And now that the president is safe, I get rewarded of seeing a president do something helpful for me specifically in my lifetime, before I need to remove the nanobot that is tracking her, and lead as many enemies away from her as possible with the help of the bird, but still need to quickly clean up and clear out to become as good of a driver as that single mom who only goes the speed limit when you try to pass her. But I get us to safety for at least 3 minutes, Once again, see AI Bird do as bad as ever, not even able to get us this elevator in time, before it's back to feeding my blade the blood of my foes. Or something. I don't know how this has been my easiest go around so far, being the first time playing the DLC on very hard. Maybe it's the inner Sam jetting his stream through me. But deepest, darkest desires aside, my constant weakling dismembering gives Songbird just enough time to take over the Chimera. But because I'm from the game of beating up big fuck-off robots, it of course corrupts her and takes over the machine. Jeez. So the president and I look for a cooler place to have a boss fight, pull a Ben Kenobi by using a gun, only once.
So uncivilized.
Before I drop to my death, but Myers reminds me that we found a great little boss room, so I can't die yet. So when the Chimera rises, so do I. Once again getting to prove that I'm the right man for the job. And thanks to my speed giving me the ability to hit each weak spot, and after only really getting hit once, we can take out the quote-unquote second phase in stride. So with the last weak spotted, and avoiding the attacks that take longer than the food in the microwave when you're feeling really hungry, I can keep zipping around until the bot is on its last legs. The president and I make sure that the hot pocket is actually hot in the center, and grab the item I still have never used, and slowly crawl our way through the unfinished sewers. To get us to safety, and candor aside, I get to see the beauty of Dogtown, even with the destruction surrounding us. Just like in our own world filled with dangers and despair, we can find beauty in the places we'd least expect. Before realizing, holy goodness, I've been without Wi-Fi for 2 minutes. We try to kick our feet up, before that one friend that we all have heard the word feet, and let's just say I take care of him. And if you don't think you have that one friend, I'm sorry to say, but you are that one friend. So now able to rest my mind, burgers. And after the time of rest, I awaken to being a temporary hire of the FIA under the NUSA, as Myers thinks Songbird is taken by the outlaws running this little town, which is the only reason I decided to join. And while it looks like it's just a symbol of my temporary loyalty, it turns out to be a very needed conversation started for fellow NUSA FIA agent Reed, meeting on the court the same way me and Bro would after the Discord chat finally gets leaked. But the coin keeps us both calm and collected, and allows me to explain the situation. Yeah, bless you, thank you. I tell him the president is safe, but Songbird is very much lost and in danger. But the plan is simple. He gets the president out of Dogtown, and I get some rank in the area, to see if I can gain favor and find any information on Songbird's location. Like saving these 2 cops who have gotten on the bad side of a big man in the city, Dodger. His minions aren't that big of a deal, shows footage of me almost dying to almost nullify my point, so getting to these cops aren't really an issue.
It's Charlie!
No, it's Stranger. Before finally getting to save 2 cops instead of, Whoops. But clearing out the station and meeting the Dodger himself, leading to back and forth quips.
Done playing games. Mind if we skip to the part where we try to zero each other?
Thought you'd never ask.
So after seeing a man named Dodger, not Dodge, I'm pretty sure that's the only side gig you need to do to gain Mr. Favors. Mr. Favors hands. As it's the only one he references later in the story. But I also take on 2 more quick gigs to meet the video game number of gigs done. Like clearing out this church-turned-clinic, taking out the psychotic person holding the other psychotic person hostage. Tough shit. I feel a little bad for that now. So with the man who hired me getting a little too excited to see Hank Hill in Fortnite, I also take on one last easy gig that I quite enjoy. Taking on Robot Fight with robot backup dancers. Always a fun way to show how well you can manage your stamina and other cybernetic resources. And your reward for beating this boss into circuits and bolts is proving it was a hive mind. And the rest going down with the big boss. And with this last gig done, and with Mr. John Don't Google His Name Hands now turning into Mr. Happy, Reed can come back to town, saying we need one more agent to fully get to work, being someone named Alex, who I'm told should be someone who won't want to hurt us. And while I was lied to, she at least does the coolest thing I've ever seen, and reward her with the slowest reflex save ever done. She doesn't want to get back to work, but with her addiction to Scooby Snacks, we agree that if she helps, this should be her last day before retirement. Reed decides to show me how much we need Alex by making us do a job that requires 0 Alex. And since Sam wouldn't work with the VDBs due to their outlaw nature, I put my 19 body to good use, and pull a Bushido that forces a big fight. A fight that is quite easy to do thanks to the VDPs basically being a bunch of glass cannon spellcasters, giving me the perfect amount of time to tell you we're on the edge of 100k subs, and my 100k special will be a Q&A tied to a challenge. Basically, I'll be doing Don't Fear the Reaper with a challenge, still to be decided, while simultaneously answering questions. To leave a question and make it easy for me to find, type Q with a colon, with the question you want answered right after. But shameless plug aside, I get to show you that Slider has the same voice actor as the Ripper from Edgerunners.
Fuck me. Solomon Reed. I would be lying if I said I have missed you. Shaky hands, dizziness, nausea, usual suspects. Shoulda hollered the sec they appeared.
Before Reed forces Ray Charles here to be a battery, which allows me to get the info of Songbird being stuck at the Black Sapphire, and as she tries to send me 2 tickets to get us inside, unfortunately get cut off as Slider has hit the road jack. I still inform Reed of where we can find her, which turns into my problem for whatever reason, but thanks to my earlier work of those gigs, a certain set of hands owes me one, so I can instead spend my dollars elsewhere. I have nothing. I'm going to sell it. Nice. So we get to meet up as if we've been Xbox friends for 10 years, and I can leave with the needed info to...
And V, whatever happens at the Black Sapphire, make sure you come back alive, You're going where local and international politics mix. Strong currents, both.
Make sure to plant my feet firmly then. Later, hands.
To break into the Black Sapphire, I info dump this information to Reed and Alex, and after a small stumble that leads straight into trauma dump time, I get to learn the plan. Being for me to crawl through this icky stinky sewer, while Reed gets to walk into the cool back door that also gives out free cookies. So I suit up in accidentally the best outfit I've ever found for Sam so far, outside of it being black instead of white, allowing me to easily clear my way so that I can cover Reed, which allows us to dress up in some snazz, getting to meet up with Hideshi Hino, which unfortunately doesn't end up in funny dialogue for Takamura, before finding Songbird semi-safe and semi-sound, even if it makes Reed the most unhappy person in a 5-foot radius around himself, leading to this altercation being very uncomfortable, even leading to an unwanted and unwarranted set of physical contact. This does reconnect me and Songbird via the relic, and gives me another set of information that will be needed if we are ever to meet face to face once again. But it's also accidentally the start of her letting it slip that she may or may not be a ne'er-do-well, and Reed and I can agree that she's doing this pretty okay. He and I are also starting to see through these lies. So I'm sent to talk to the 2 people we need to pretend to be, which while collecting their mannerisms and not so private information, I find out this roulette game actually isn't set in stone. No, my money. So with my money reduced to ashes, used to unfortunately gain information, and with a brand new way to take out my anger before getting stopped by my therapist, but who cares what my therapist has to say, they keep writing down all my jokes anyway. But this useless show of violence gains a use, as I find a much easier way to deal with mechs, being my relic perk, taking out a huge chunk of health via the electric damage. Before we leave, I stock a conversation that was basically 2 people repeating "nuh-uh" before it's really time to save Songbird, just needing to do a ChatGPT course to hack as good as the hacker twins can. And now that I got this shit on for real, before one final meetup with Songbird, where she admits to all her wrongdoing. She admits that she was in fact indeed the one that started all of this, but was doing it as she was under the impression the NUSA was just going to work her to death, and she asks me to work with her instead of the NUSA. While I do have a very bad feeling about this, I keep the information to myself. I keep this information to myself, not wanting to tell Reed until I can make an informed decision. And after getting the needed work for my impersonation, and the meme in my head doing nothing in terms of help, but will happily judge me for my choice afterwards, I then wait in the rain for reconnaissance, pretend to be a car salesman and show the twins how many Jetstream Sams can fit in the trunk, before I make the car mine, drive them to our little hideout, get to see my favorite characters of the DLC get taken out. Yay, a level up! Before we get into character. See the face I make having to deal with any social encounter. Before we meet with Hansen. Play the part well enough to make our way to what we're needed for this mission. And while I'm going to side with Songbird, we're gonna do some editing magic to do this in more of a Jetstream Sam way. Okay? Alright. So I side with Songbird and don't use the ice to try to stop her. making sure to give Alex the signal to give her the chance to run, giving Songbird and I a chance to bounce. Using my speed, somehow sneak past all the low-level goons. No way. Stealth is so cool, man. Before it's time to take on the head of this little organization, getting to see the most stormtrooper aim possible. Before it's just me versus Mr. 5'9". We take blows from each other, going back and forth to ask each other thought-provoking questions.
So, you want to be Myers' newest pet?
Yes, but doing this boss fight with basically no armor on very hard is as fun as you'd expect. Man, I tried to fucking parry for no reason. Oh my... I want to be angry, I want to be upset. Oh, I'm dead. Oh wait, unless I do this, and then now I can't move. Defensive Sandevistan. I mean, blade time. What? Oh, I'm dead here. It bugged out. Oh wait, it didn't. Well, it kinda did. Before I show Hanson that he absolutely isn't him, get to see and do the most kick-ass execution animation to ever exist. Put a quick pause on the challenge, as I just kinda want to see the cool mag-fed revolver, and after a quick F9, Songbird totally meets back up with me, and this totally wasn't from two different saves. Smile. Before we take out the terrible robot guards, and both escape quite easily. Nice one. And once she's out of range, I can call Reed and inform him on the actual plan.
You're a disappointment, V. To me,
Where's my dad, dude? What the hell? Basically, she's close to being out of commission. So the only way for both of us to save her is if she overexerts herself, she'll tucker herself out, and be ready for nap time. He doesn't trust the plan one bit, but doesn't really have any other ways to stop me. Before it's back to babysitting, seeing that my theory is right, and that she's only getting worse. So much so that I need to be the one driving us to the airport. Nice turn signal, dipshit. Before Songbird adds a new phrase to my dictionary.
Banish that shit.
Banish that shit. Dispel that fuck. Dilute that thought. I cast dispel that shit. I get to pretend to be first class and break away from the intended path so that I'm able to sneak her in. Get a reminder that I may, in fact, indeed be better with my fists. Oh, why are my fists actually kind of good? Why did I 3-shot? I'm on very hard. I don't think body actually does anything for my fist damage, does it? But sneaking Songbird in isn't any challenge, getting my family blade back, with the downside of the NUSA being right on our tail. Songbird thankfully doesn't think that they are here because of me, but it's finally time for the shit show. Oh, hi guys. Is this bedtime? Alright, but I rush my way straight to the elevator, clear the path for Song, but her not being able to do the same for me. Get the fuck, press the fucking button, dude. Yeah? I'm just gonna sit here. Alright, thank you for spawning teammates. Thank you, game. We get to see a part that everyone wished was in the scout video. Ah, shit. Think fast, chickle nuts! As I, the humorous man, need to clear a path to the controls. What the penis butthole? But after a few tries... Fuck me. So close. I start to get back into the resource smart mindset, needing to team up with Songbird to fully take out the rest of the sent guards. Which did fully knock her out, but the last bit of energy being used to tell me that she was gonna betray me. So Reed, now happy with my plan to deliver the problem, we aren't quite done yet. As while I did prove that you can beat Phantom Liberty as Jetstream Sam, I now must right my wrongs. I've spent 1 year gaining the skills of the game, mastered my movement, and all around, I've grown more confident. I've grown the best that I can, and it's now time to show it all. All that I... Okay. Oh, I see the issue of running in here like this. I have found the problem. Okay. Gentlemen, I may not have a brain, but I have an idea. The hard part is over. Fuck me in the butt. The sour memories of failing aren't able to stop me. Armstrong may be filled with one-shots, but his moves are slow. And as long as you aren't greedy and manage your stamina the best you can, your low HP doesn't mean anything if the nanobot-filled man can't land a strike. It's all about being perfect. Nothing else happens here to make this easier for me. Just fucking smash her! I told you to stop doing this. It makes it too easy. Please stop doing this. And after dealing with the side enemies... Smash her! I swear to goodness gracious, you piece of garbage! Stop getting stuck in the motherfucking terrain! You bitch! Every fucking time, I swear with you, I swear with this fucking guy. It's always like, oh man, this is pretty difficult, it's gonna be really hard. And the motherfucker's just floating there, like an asshole. It's a challenge run, you fucking bitch! Come the fuck at me! How's your day going? Oh, I never knew he only had 2 toes, that's crazy. Miyazaki would be disappointed. And while the next phase does unlock him, with me playing slow enough, he finds himself once again at my mercy. Woo! Before he falls by my hand. Before needing to reload or save and keep him alive as he was Armstrong, and Sam doesn't kill him, being allowed to free myself from Monsoon's mean ship, with the downside of being a hired arm for World Marshal Incorporated. Forced to do whatever task Armstrong gives me, even if it's taking on a space casino that also wields a katana and has 3 cool phases, fixing my original skill issue, and finally showing Jetstream Sam can absolutely destroy Cyberpunk 2077 due to funny power scaling. My favorite part about Cyberpunk 2077, post-run depression. Thank you for watching, and show your support however you see fit. And, not as always, don't forget to leave your questions for the 1K special. Or else.